Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is page 214 from Tafsīr al-Jalālayn. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Inna Allah la yazlimu an-nasa shay'an walakinna an-nasa anfusahum yazlimuna. Indeed, Allah does not wrong the people in the slightest at all. However, or rather, the people are wronging themselves. وَيَوْمَ يَحْشُرُهُمْ كَأَنْ أي كَأَنَّهُمْ لَمْ يَلْبَثُوا فِي الدُّنْيَا أو القبور إلا ساعة من النهار لحول ما رأوا. وجملة التشبيه حال من الضمير. And the day he gathers them, as if, meaning as if they, كأنهم was lightened to كأن, as if they had not remained either in the worldly life or in the graves, except an hour of the day. Why are they as if they've only remained but an hour? لِحَوْلِ, because of the horror, hawl, because of the horror of what they have seen. وَجُمْلَةُ التَّشْبِيهِ حَالٌ مِنَ الضَّمِيرِ. جُمْلَةُ التَّشْبِيه, the sentence of likening. This is a reference to the sentence beginning with كأن. Kaf is harf with tashbih. It's a letter of or a particle of likening. So this sentence is a hal. It is the state of the pronoun when the act is taking place. So on the day he gathers them in their state of being as if they had not remained but an hour because of the horror of what they have seen. يتعارفون بينهم يعرف بعضهم بعضا إذا بعثوا ثم ينقطع التعارف لشدة الأهوال والجملة حال مقدرة أو متعلق الظرف. Obviously this shadda here should be on the dal. They mutually recognize one another. تعارف يتعارف. To mutually recognize each other. This is form 6. Form 6 often conveys mutuality. So عرف يعرف means to recognize or to be familiar with, to know. And so تعارفوا يتعارفون means they mutually recognize one another. يعرف بعضهم بعضا, some of them recognize others. إذا بعثوا, when they are resurrected. بعثوا being مبني للمجهول, when they are resurrected. Then the mutual recognition is broken because of the intensity of the horrors. Al-ahwal, not to be confused with al-ahwal. With a rough ha, it means states. Ahwal means horrors, plural of hawl, that we saw earlier. وَالْجُمْلَةُ حَالٌ مُقَدَّرَةٌ. This jumla, which jumla? يَتَعَارَفُونَ بَيْنَهُمْ. There are two options here. It's either a حَالٌ مُقَدَّرَةٌ or مُتَعَلَّقُ الظَّرْفِ. Now, if it's a حَالٌ مُقَدَّرَةٌ, مُقَدَّرَةٌ here cannot mean implied, because if it were implied, it wouldn't appear in the statement. So مُقَدَّرَةٌ here means decreed. In other words, it's a decreed future state. حَالٌ مُقَدَّرَةٌ. It's a decreed future state. Meaning Allah is doing the taqdeer of it. أو متعلق الظرف. Or it's that which is modified by the dharf, which dharf meaning yawma. And so on that day, they will recognize one another. Allahu A'lam. Articulating the exact distinction between these in Arabic or in translation is a challenge. قد خسر الذين كذبوا بلقاء الله بالبعث وما كانوا يهتدون. وما كانوا مهتدين. Those who have denied the meeting of Allah in resurrection or by resurrection have lost or have failed, khasira, and they have not been acting upon guidance, or they have not been guided. وَإِمَّا فِيهِ إِدْغَامُ نُونِ إِنْ الشَّرْطِيَّةِ فِي مَا الْمَزِيدَةِ نُرِيَنَّكَ بَعْضَ الَّذِي نَعِدُهُمْ بِهِ من العذاب في حياتك وجواب الشرط محذوف أي فذاك أو نتوفينك قبل تعذيبهم فإلينا مرجعهم. And if, imma, in it, meaning in this word, is the subsuming of the noon of the in, the conditional in ashartiyya, the in that means if, the noon of it was subsumed into the ma, which is added. And so in ma, after the idgham of the noon, after the subsumption of the noon into the meme, becomes imma. So if we showed you some of that which we promised them, the verb here is ara yuri, form 4 from the root ra hamza ya, which means to show or to make see. So if we make you see some of what we promised them, bihi, this is providing us with the a'id for the ism mawsul, alladhi na'iduhum bihi, that which we promised them with, right? Because wa'ada ya'idu comes with a ba, namely the punishment that we promised them in your life. So if we showed that to you in your life, and the response of the condition, in other words, the consequence, is omitted, if we were to supply it, it would be fadaka. If we were to show you some of what we promised them, then that would happen. أو نتوفينك قبل تعذيبهم, or if we took your soul in death before their having been punished, فإلينا مرجعهم, then to us is their return. ثم الله شهيد مطلع على ما يفعلون من تكذيبهم وكفرهم فيعذبهم أشد العذاب. Then Allah is a witness. مطلع is attentive or cognizant of what they are doing, namely their denial and their disbelief. So He will punish them the most severe punishment. وَلِكُلِّ أُمَّةٍ مِّنَ الْأُمَمِ رَسُولٌ. And for every community of all the communities is a messenger. فَإِذَا جَاءَ رَسُولُهُمْ إِلَيْهِمْ فَكَذَّبُوهُ قُضِيَ بَيْنَهُمْ بِالْقِسْطِ بِالْعَدْلِ فَيُعَذَّبُونَ وَيُنَجَّى الرَّسُولُ وَمَنْ صَدَّقَهُ وَهُمْ لَا يُظْلَمُونَ بِتَعْذِيبِهِمْ بِغَيْرِ جُرْمٍ فَكَذَلِكَ نَفْعَلُ بِهَؤُلَاءِ. So when their messenger came to them, then they denied him. It was decided between them in fairness or equity, meaning injustice. So they were punished. يُعَذَّبُونَ here مبني للمجهول. So they are punished. And the messenger and those or whoever affirmed him, meaning believed in him, are saved. Yunajja being also mabni lil majhul. And the messenger and whoever confirmed or believed in him are saved. وَهُمْ لَا يُظْلَمُونَ, and they are not wronged by their being punished without any crime. So like that, we will deal with these. In other words, just as we dealt with the previous the previous communities, when their messenger came to them and they denied him, and it was decided between them in justice, and they were not wronged, so too, that will be the situation in Mecca. وَيَقُولُونَ مَتَى هَذَا الْوَعْدُ بِالْعَذَابِ إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ فِيهِ. And they say, when is this promise of the punishment, if you all are truthful about it, meaning about the punishment. قُلْ لَا أَمْلِكُ لِنَفْسِي ضَرًّا أَدْفَعُهُ وَلَا نَفْعًا أَجْلِبُهُ إِلَّا مَا شَاءَ اللَّهُ أَنْ يُقَدِّرَنِي عَلَيْهِ فَكَيْفَ أَمْلِكُ لَكُمْ حُلُولَ الْعَذَابِ. Say, I do not possess for myself harm, meaning I have no power for myself regarding harm, a harm that I repel. ضرًا أدفعه. أدفعه is a sifa for ضرًا. A harm that I may repel, nor any benefit that I may attract. أجلبه, a jumla fi'liya as a sifa for naf'an. إِلَّا مَا شَاءَ اللَّهُ, except what Allah wills, that He give me power over it. In other words, except for what Allah wills to give me power over. So how may I possess power for you all regarding the descent or the arrival of the punishment? لِكُلِّ أُمَّةٍ أَجَلٌ مُدَّةٌ مَعْلُومَةٌ لِهَلَاكِهِمْ. For every community is an appointed time, meaning a known duration for their destruction or their perishing. إِذَا جَاءَ أَجَلُهُمْ فَلَا يَسْتَأْخِرُونَ يَتَأَخَّرُونَ عَنْهُ سَاعَةً وَلَا يَتَقَدَّمُونَ عَلَيْهِ. When their appointment comes, then they do not tarry, meaning they do not delay. يَسْتَأْخِرُونَ يَتَأَخَّرُونَ. They do not remain behind from it, meaning from the ajal, they do not remain after it an hour. وَلَا يَسْتَقْدِمُونَ, nor do they advance or precede it. يَتَقَدَّمُونَ عَلَيْهِ. They do not go before it. In each of these cases, we have form 10, meaning form 5. استأخر يتأخر, استقدم يتقدم. قُلْ أَرَأَيْتُمْ أَخْبِرُونِي إِنْ أَتَاكُمْ عَذَابُهُ أي الله بياتا ليلا أو نهارا ماذا أي شيء يستعجل منه أي العذاب المجرمون المشركون فيه وضع الظاهر موضع المضمر وجملة الاستفهام جواب الشرط كقولك إن أتيتك ماذا تعطيني والمراد به التهويل أي ما أعظم ما استعجلوه. Say, have you all seen, i.e., inform me, if his punishment, meaning Allah's punishment, came to you all by night, meaning in the nighttime, or in the day, what, meaning which thing from it, meaning from the punishment, would the criminals, i.e., those who associate partners with Allah, seek to hasten? In it, meaning in this statement, is the placement of a noun in the place of a pronoun. Al-ism al-zahir is an ism that's a regular non-pronoun ism, and al-mudmar is a pronoun. Where is that? So in atakum is the second person plural pronoun, and al-mujrimun is a simple noun. So we would expect, if his punishment came to you, what of the punishment would you seek to hasten? What would you seek to hasten? But instead it is, what of the punishment would the criminal seek to hasten? And so this word here is an ism zahir in the place of where we would expect a pronoun. وَجُمْلَةُ الْإِسْتِفْهَامِ جَوَابُ الشَّرْطِ. We have a condition here, in أَتَاكُمْ عَذَابُهُ. The consequence of that condition is the interrogative sentence. So ماذا يستعجل منه المجرمون is serving as the consequence of that condition. Like, for example, you're saying, if I come to you, what will you give me? So what will you give me is serving as a consequence for the condition, if I come to you. And what is intended by it, murad, meaning the intended meaning, ism maf'ul. The intended meaning by it is striking fear, from hawl, tahwil. He incited fear in him, meaning how great is what they have sought to hasten. أثم إذا ما وقع حل بكم آمنتم به أي الله أو العذاب عند نزوله والهمزة لإنكار التأخير فلا يقبل منكم. Then, when it has occurred, meaning when it has befallen you all, meaning when the punishment has occurred, when it has befallen you all, you will believe in him, meaning believe in Allah, or you will believe in the punishment on the occasion of its descent, meaning then, when it has occurred, you will believe. وَالْهَمْزَةُ لِإِنْكَارِ التَّأْخِيرِ. The hamza here, which initiates a question, is for the rejection of the delay. So the issue here is not that they have believed their iman, but rather the delay in their iman. And so the rhetorical question is a rejection of the delay in their iman. فَلَا يُقْبَلُ مِنْكُمْ. It will not be accepted from you all. وَيُقَالُ لَكُمْ الآن تؤمنون وقد كنتم به تستعجلون استهزاء ثم قيل للذين ظلموا ذوقوا عذاب الخلد أي الذي تخلدون فيه. And it is said to you all, or it will be said to you all, now you believe, while you used to seek to hasten it out of mockery. Then it will be said to those who did wrong, taste the punishment of perpetuity, meaning the one in which, fihi, in which you will all remain. عذاب الخلد مضاف مضاف إليه, the punishment of perpetuity. هل ما تجزون إلا جزاء بما كنتم تكسبون. Are you all recompensed? Meaning you all are not recompensed, except for a recompense for what you all used to earn. ويستنبئونك يستخبرونك أحق هو أي ما وعدتنا به من العذاب والبعث قل إي نعم وربي إنه لحق وما أنتم بمعجزين أي فائتين العذاب. Istanba'a and istakhbara both come from words meaning news or information. Naba is news, khabar is information. Istanba'a and istakhbara both mean to solicit information. So we can translate as ask. So they ask you, is it true? Ahaqqun hu? Is it true? If we wanted to place the word true first in our translation following the Arabic, we might translate thus. And they ask you, true is it? Is it true? Meaning what you have promised us of the punishment and the resurrection. Wa'ad ya'idu comes with ba. So ma wa'adtana bihi, the dhamir here is the a'id for the ism mawsul. قل إي نعم, say I, yes. By my Lord, indeed it is true. وما أنتم, and you all are not معجزين. عجز يعجز, form 1 means to be incapable. أعجز يعجز means to render someone incapable. Hence why a mu'jiza is a miracle. It's something that incapacitates the audience from bringing something similar to it. And so mu'jizeen, ajaza yu'jizu, form 4 ism fa'il, means something that renders incapable. So you all will not render incapable, meaning you will not render Allah incapable of punishing. So you all will not thwart the punishment, meaning you all will not evade, you all will not elude the punishment. Al-adhaba here is mansub as the maf'ul bihi of fa'itina, which is an ism fa'il. وَلَوْ أَنَّ لِكُلِّ نَفْسٍ ظَلَمَتْ كَفَرَتْ مَا فِي الْأَرْضِ مِنَ الْأَمْوَالِ لَافْتَدَتْ بِهِ مِنَ الْعَذَابِ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. And if every soul that did wrong, in other words, if every soul that disbelieved had a nali, if for every soul that did wrong was what is in the earth of wealth. Mal is wealth, amwal is plural of wealth, so it may include different categories of wealth, whether it be gold or silver or other things. Amwal of wealth, it would ransom itself by it, meaning by what was in the earth, from the punishment on the day of judgment. ظلمت is a sifa for nafsin. وأسروا الندامة على ترك الإيمان لما رأوا العذاب أي أخفاها رؤساؤهم عن الضعفاء الذين أضلوهم مخافة التعيير وقضي بينهم بين الخلائق بالقسط بالعدل وهم لا يظلمون شيئا. And they made secret their regret, the regret. So sir is a secret. Asarra yusirru, form 4 means to make secret. So they make regret secret, meaning they conceal their regret. Their regret over what? Their regret over having left Iman or having failed to believe when they see the punishment. Meaning, their leaders, meaning their heads, ru'asa, plural of ra'is, their leaders or their heads, akhfaha. Akhfa, yukhfi, comes from the root khafiyun, meaning hidden. Akhfa means to hide, so this is a tafsir for asarra. The ha, which is the maf'ul bihi, it goes back to nadama. So their leaders make their regret hidden from the weak whom they misguided out of fear of blame. الَّذِينَ أَضَلُّوهُمْ. أَضَلُّوهُمْ is the sila for الَّذِينَ. So those who they led them astray, meaning those whom they led astray. And it is judged between them, meaning between the creations, خلائق, plural, creations, بالقسط, in equity or fairness, بالعدل, in justice. And they are not wronged at all. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. This video is part of the Guided Reading Project, an initiative of the Ḥikmah Center for Reading, Dialectic, and Philosophy, and is made possible through your support. If you'd like to see more resources like this one, dedicated to helping students of knowledge succeed in their courses of study in Arabic and Islamic sciences, please see the video description below for details on how to contribute. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.